Hey everybody! This week we're going to learn about the story of Samson and Delilah, and then we're going to make a craft that is Samson's hair. So go ahead and listen to the story. This is the story from the Bible of a man that God gave the power to be very, very strong. But although he was very strong, he was very weak when it came to saying no to doing wrong. An angel told his parents that they would have a baby boy. He must never cut his hair to show that he was promised to God and would be strong and save his people from their enemies. They called their son Samson. One day when he was older, he was walking along minding his own business when a wild lion attacked him. He was so strong he picked it up and killed it. His enemies wanted to know what made Samson strong so they could get rid of him. They sent a beautiful woman named Delilah to come find out, and Samson fell in love with her. She kept pestering him to tell her what made him so strong. Finally, he told her that he had never cut his hair because he was promised to God when he was born. While he slept, Delilah cut off Samson's hair, and so his promise to God was broken. He had been tricked by a beautiful woman. Now his enemies could catch him easily. They put him in prison to work like a slave. They hurt him and he went blind. He was very sorry he had broken his promise to God. Soon his hair began to grow. Blind Samson prayed and asked God to give him strength one more time. He put his hands on the 2 stone pillars, and the temple of the idols fell down, and all his people's enemies died too. So Samson had made promises to God. Samson's parents had made promises to God. One of them was to never cut his hair, and that's how he was keeping this incredible strength. He was keeping his promises to God. So when Delilah tricked him, because she was from the enemies that they were fighting, and cut all his hair off, that broke his promises to God, which is why he lost all of his strength. So that shows us that we should keep our promises. But also, Samson was in jail, and he prayed, and God gave him back his strength and back everything. This tells us that no matter how far we have come away from God, God is always going to welcome us back with open arms, and He's always going to love us, even if we have not thought about God in a long time, have strayed away from God. God is always going to be there for us to come back to Him, and He is hoping that we are going to come back to Him eventually one day, even if we have strayed away from Him. So it's always comforting to know that God's always going to love you and always going to be there no matter what. So let's go ahead and make our craft. For this craft, you want a piece of paper to be a background color, some brown paper, a stapler, and a pair of scissors. First thing, you're going to cut your brown paper into long strips like this. I have several pieces of paper stacked on top of each other, so I'll get quite a few of these long strips. Then I'm going to take my other piece of paper and I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to cut along the cut I made in my paper. Then I'm going to staple the 2 halves of the paper together. And then I'm going to wrap it around in a circle and staple it together there too. Now I'm going to take my brown strips of paper and I'm going to fold them into the middle of the circle, and then I'm going to staple them. I'm going to keep doing that all the way around it. And this is Samson's hair. So I'm just going to keep folding the pieces of paper in and stapling them onto my headpiece. So, this is Samson with his long hair that he had promised to never cut. So I'm going to go ahead and staple them most of the way around. I'm almost done. Oop. Careful with the stapler. That's pretty good. And then I am going to actually flatten this out. And I'm going to put a face for Samson on it. So this shows Samson. I hope you had fun making your craft this week. I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you in Sunday school. Bye!